when I actually do go listen to my songs, I'm like, this is a sad song. And and I think about what it's about, and I'm like, none of my songs are really happy. And like, I don't even know if like, am I just not a happy person, or am
So there's a Harvey Danger song um, called "Happiness Rides White," which I really like, and it's the idea that like it's much easier to express like the sorrow, pain, anger, like that the darker stuff, um, than the light stuff, right? It's there. I don't know. It seems like there's only so many words for happiness,
yeah,
and I think personally, I think the like it's way easier to deal with happiness, right? Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true. You're not like mad, you're happy. You're
yeah,
not
like,
feeling
oh
bad.
my god, I'm so happy. I need to talk to somebody a lot. Like you are sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But you're not like, if I don't get this happiness off my chest, I might
Yeah,
hurt myself.
yeah.
Like,
That's never. I might kill myself because I'm so happy. Like
right,
you're never thinking that.
right, right. And so I think that's twofold. It's like it's not as easy to express your happiness as and there's not as much need to express your happiness.
That's true. Because like when you're happy, like yeah, when you feel good and
Yeah.
happy. But when you're sad, you're like, all right, I got to do something with these emotions.
Yeah. I also think like you can be like a baseline good, right? But you're
Hmm.
not usually like happy up here for like long periods of time,
Yeah.
right? Like when you go to like you go to like what's a I can't the like places with roller coasters. What are those called? Like a theme park. You go to
Theme
like a
park?
theme park, right? You could be having so much fun at the theme park, and you're like happy at the theme park, and you're probably pretty happy on the ride home, but you're not like riding that elation for like a week,
That's true.
right? Of like fucking rode 3 roller coasters, man, right?
Right. That's true. Like, no, that's exactly it. Because when you're sad, it's like,
It's hard to shake.
it is, and you're sad for longer.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like, in that sense, so when we are happy, are we are we ever happy for long, or is it always just those little mini spurts of happiness, like throughout life?
Yeah, I don't know. See, I think like the best you can do is be on a good baseline, right? Like I've been on a good baseline before, where like you got a good job, you got friends, that kind of thing. Like everything's super chill, right? And that feels good. I'm not saying it doesn't feel good, but it's not like that's the side that you want to be on, right? Like that's everyone overall everyone's base is just like that
Yeah.
contentment. And I don't know, I think maybe we're just not built to be happy for long periods of time.
I was just gonna say, I was like, I think it's like a little bit of that, and then like I feel like we're always wanting more.
Yeah.
Like no matter what it is, like you get that new job and it's dope, it's fun, you're happy, and now you've worked there for a couple years, and you're like, ugh, you want something new, you want something better, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but like you're always gonna keep wanting the new and better. So like you could never, and like if those, I feel like those are the things that make us happy. Getting your new phone, you're happy for a week or a day. You get a new car, you're happy. Oh shit, I got a car.
Yeah.
But after a while, you want that feeling again. So like, but that it doesn't last.
Yeah. Hmm. Is there a way to make it last, do you think? Like cuz I try to be grateful for things, right? So, I would say overall this last year's been trash and I hate it.
Yeah,
And I've been very upset and even the things that generally make me happy have been torturing me. And maybe we'll get into that in a bit, but I'm still grateful for things. Like I'm still grateful that I do have a job. I'm still grateful that like I can work from home. That's a luxury I've never had before and it's something that's been really beneficial to me,
yeah,
especially right now. I'm grateful that I still have a place to live, like all these things. And I think about it constantly, right? So it's not that I'm not even like, oh, this isn't good enough necessarily.
yeah,
But I wouldn't say that I'm happy. And and I can have like bursts of happiness, like like I'm happy now talking to you. I haven't talked to you so
I
long, right? This
think,
is great. Um, but like it's gonna last. And don't get me wrong, I don't want this to sound shitty, but like 20 minutes after we're done, I'm probably gonna be back to like my general misery, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And I'll like when I think back of like, oh, it was fun talking to Malcolm. Like I'll have like little bits of high points, but
Yeah.
I would seem insane if for 2 straight weeks I was like, oh my god, you guys, I talked to Malcolm, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know if there's a way to make it last. I think we we become complacent in so much, you know?
Yeah.
Like after a while it's just like, oh, it is what it is. And then like unless you're like, I don't know, unless you're going, I don't even know. I don't know if you could. Like maybe if you're going after things you want and you're achieving those things,
Hmm.
but even then, at some point you're gonna achieve all of those things and then you're gonna ask yourself what's next.
Yeah, I guess maybe the question is what level of happy is is good enough, right? And I'm now wondering, are we just torturing ourselves with the idea of happiness, right? Like, I was thinking the other day about how like there's so much forced positivity, and like, and I get like not wanting to hear bummer people, right?
Yeah.
Right, people bringing you down all the time. But if you don't make complaints, people can't know things are wrong, right?
That's
And I think that some of the will stop complaining kind of thing, just be happy for what you have is I don't know how to say this the way that I said it before, but like the man like holding you down, right? Like that there's somebody who doesn't want to have to make adjustments to make things
yes.
better, right? So like, and you could look at that politically or professionally, that kind of thing of like like at work. You and I have worked at the same place before, and sometimes it was shitty. And if you tried to do something to make it better, you were branded a negative person, and they wouldn't do anything to try to fix it. They would just, try to get you to shut up.
Yeah, because yes, like I'm comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you want to change something that's gonna affect me, maybe for the better for the whole, but
Right.
right now I'm good.
Right.
You know, so it's like well, you should kind of just deal with that on your own. You know, that's exactly what it is or what people do. It's like, hey, just try to show thanks for what you got, but it's like I ain't got shit, you know, or like
Right.
I could have better shit, you know, like
Right.
I don't have to be thankful for the bare minimum, you know. There's more out there, and I could get that.
Right. And it's kind of like when you say it that way, it's kind of like that weird like dichotomy of like because like they're always telling you to go for what you want, right? And like
Well,
push and hustle, right? But like if the thing that what you want is like not better for like this specific person, then they're
mm-hmm.
gonna try to shut it down. So
Yeah, exactly. That's weird, and
like
it's reality.
yeah, it's like you're set up for failure. Like no, like unless you can find the right people who can
Yeah.
want the same things that you do to help get you there, right? You're
Hmm.
not gonna get it.
Yeah, and if you do, as soon as you do, I feel like there's gonna be people like want to put you down
Mm-hmm.
or just hate on how you got there or
Mm-hmm.
claim you owe them something. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like I don't know you shit. You weren't there, but now you're here now, and it's like you told me not to do this or you didn't help. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, look at celebrity culture, how like quickly people turn on people who like get popular or whatever,
Hmm.
right?
Oh, you
Like,
sold out.
what
It's
was it?
like
There was that. I don't know. I'm not a TikTok person. I've never been on TikTok, but there's that TikTok girl, Charlie D'Amelio or something.
mm,
Well, she was talking on her. Like, there was like a couple of things that pissed people off, but one of the things she was talking about is how cool it would have been to get like 100 million uh, fans or whatever in a year, right?
yeah.
And that would be cool,
Yeah,
right? That would be
anybody
freaking awesome.
doing anything would want that, you know?
But like people were mad at her for not being grateful enough for the amount of people who follow her as it is. And it's like you can be grateful and still want more, right?
Yeah.
And
Not like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Keep going.
it's not like she was like, it wasn't like she didn't say this isn't enough. I demand more people to like me. She wasn't
Hmm.
saying, all these people are chumps. If I had a higher number, a better percentage wouldn't suck. Like it wasn't
Right.
anything like that. It was like she had a goal that I mean it's an excessive goal that would be like incredibly difficult to reach. but but it's what's wrong with her wanting more, right? To hit new numbers. That's part of what the point of life is to like keep improving, keep doing better, keep
Yeah.
getting bigger, right?
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And like I'm thinking that there's this song, and like the first lyrics are like, "Am I wrong for wanting better, or should I just settle forever?" Because everybody literally is trying to tell you, that's doing exactly that. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, like, this ain't enough. I was
Yeah.
like, no, clearly it's not because I want more. Like, there's
And
nothing wrong with that.
if you're not continuing to grow, people consider you a failure, right? So like let's say you get like a million fans or whatever they're called. I don't know, followers on TikTok, I assume. But like let's say
Yeah,
you get a million of them, right? And you stick at a million. You don't lose any, but you don't gain any, right? And people will be like, "Oh, that channel's dying."
yeah. They
Right?
they stopped growing.
Yeah.
I'm done watching. It's
Right.
like,
So like what metric are you supposed to go for?
yeah, because there's and it's like there's definitely not one, because whatever you do, I feel like it's never enough for anybody.
Yeah.
Like as much as you try to be more for yourself, I'm like it's just always you either that's not enough for whoever else, or like now you're doing too much, or now you need to just stop and be happy, or like
Yeah, yeah.
it's weird.
And it seems like it's hard for people to be happy for people.
Yeah, like is that like an envy kind of thing? Like you know, people see you doing a little bit better, and then they're just like they want it. So instead of
It
showing
might be.
happiness, they're like, fuck.
Because I've been trying to think about this because like it's like okay, so I can't talk all of a sudden, but I I'm always happy to see people do well, right? I mean, with exceptions. There are some terrible people out there, and I have recently been having a lot of issue with the fact that terrible people don't seem to be facing consequences, right?
Yeah,
So that's a little bit hard for me. But outside of that specific area of terrible people doing like awful things but still doing really well,
yeah,
outside of that, I want everyone to do well. And I know that it's not possible for everyone to do well, but when people do well, I get excited for them, right? So like even celebrities were I don't know if you remember when we were at the Cheesecake Factory, right? I was like so happy for Little Nas X, right? Because he was
yeah, yeah,
I don't know him, right? And I wouldn't even say I was like the biggest. I mean, I like his stuff, but I'm not like the biggest fan of his or anything like that.
yeah, yeah,
I was just so happy to see this little internet nerd do so well, right? And he
yeah.
works so hard, right? Cost me nothing, right? His success doesn't affect me at all,
Not in the slightest. Yeah.
but it's so exciting to see. And I don't know, like, and what actually now bringing him up, he had a song come out like 2 or 3 weeks.
Holiday songs, this
Yeah,
Christmas time. Oh
holiday,
yeah.
yeah. And like people were talking about it being a flop because it didn't like because it was
Do
like
the
after
same numbers.
yeah, and it's like the fuck, dude. First of all, I wish I had a flop like that.
Literally, yeah. If
But
I was
second,
flopping like that, you could tell me shit, man. I'd be happy. I'd
yeah,
be happy.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But on top of that, like even if he like I actually like that song. It's fun, right? I would prefer the line we got hose on poles, right? Which goes with the Santa theme.
Yeah, true, true,
But
true.
whatever. um but but um but even if that song everyone heard it and they were like what the fuck is this, right? Like he's still trying,
True.
Right? So like why like would just be like that one wasn't so great, maybe try again. But like why be like, haha, you fucking suck? Like what is
Right.
that?
The people that do that are like the ones who aren't doing half the shit.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
they got 50 followers, or they hide behind an image of like an anime character, or just it's like just the trolls, man. The internet trolls, they're the worst.